The rubbish dumps just outside the Nicaraguan capital have become a scavenging ground. But it isn't only animals which eke out an existence among the detritus. Each day, tens of children can be seen picking through the rubbish. Other people's cast-offs are given new value. Every new truckload brings the possibility of a prized discovery. President Daniel Ortega has spoken of Nicaragua's children as being the pampered ones of the revolution. In a deeply religious society, a great importance is given to the nation's young. Goodwill can't be matched by resources and money, though. Many children are underfed, and 10% never reach the age of 5. The 8-year-old war between Nicaragua's Sandinista government and the US-backed Contra rebels has taken its toll on the economy. The government itself has also been accused of economic mismanagement. Many people barely eke out an existence, while the state and private sectors argue over the best course of action. Life becomes a constant battle. It's not uncommon throughout Latin America for children to work. However, in Nicaragua, child labor is an important factor in family incomes. Darwin Davila is 10 and lives in the village of Masaya, about 30 kilometers from Managua. His mother works in the capital as a secretary. His father is a carpenter. Darwin sets off for work just before 7 each morning. The small factory where he works produces wooden handicrafts. There are professional machinists who make some of the bowls and ornaments, but the majority of the pieces are made by youngsters. Darwin says the money he earns in the factory is important to the family.
The price of sugar goes up and cheese is more expensive. Everything costs a lot more. That's why I work to help my parents.
Nayli Zapata is 2 years older than Darwin. She lives with her mother and brother in one of the capital's poorest neighborhoods. When she's not at school in the afternoons, she does a number of jobs. When she isn't selling newspapers, she does some house cleaning for a local woman. Then she's back out to the street to sell tortillas that her mother makes. In total, Nayli makes about $25 a month. 2/3 of that goes to her mother, but the rest she keeps for herself to buy clothes, books, and sweets.
When I see something beautiful, I ask my mother for some money, but she doesn't have any, and I get sad. That's why I work.
The day starts at 5 in the morning for 12-year-old Gadea. He lives in the heart of one of the war zones. Among the local population of 1,500, there are 100 widows and many orphans. Carlos's father was killed in an attack in 1983. One of his older brothers was kidnapped and has never been heard from since. 2 other brothers are married and have their own families to support, so Carlos must work to support his mother and 5 other brothers and sisters. He earns some money, $1 a day, picking coffee in the state-owned plantation. The rest of his time is spent in the fields. He makes a small amount of money from the crops, but they're also a source of food for the Gadea family. What little cash he does get goes towards buying the things that he can't produce, like sugar, salt, and clothes. But the seemingly normal agricultural life that he leads belies the reality, the constant fear of a Contra attack. The village of Pantasma, where Carlos lives, is less than 200 kilometers from Managua, but it's been attacked 3 times by the rebels. 48 people died when Contras mined a local road. Since his father's death, Carlos has kept a loaded gun at the family house. A Central American agreement to end Nicaragua's fighting has become bogged down over implementation of its details. While the war continues, there's no hope of the economy recovering. Currently, inflation is running at an annual rate of 20,000%. The Nicaraguan currency, the Cordoba, has been reduced to a fraction of its former value, and production has come to a virtual standstill. government has been forced to introduce another austerity program, but stressed it shouldn't be seen as a change in its philosophical direction. No one suffers more from draconian economic measures than children. The government finds itself caught in a cleft stick. It says it has a commitment to improve living standards, especially for children, yet it knows that its present economic policies have the opposite effect in the short term. President Ortega can claim with justification that the 80-year-old war has had a crippling effect financially. 60% of the national budget is used in fighting the war. However, the government has also been accused of badly managing the exchequer's purse. All the while, caught in between are the children. As events surrounding them demand that they grow up quickly, there's little time to enjoy being a child.